My fiancé left me. You will not believe the one person she left me for. The one person I've trusted my entire life, and how he could backstab me in this vicious way. What I'm about to share with you is something so painful that even today I'm still hurting. The sad part is that it happens to many unsuspecting people, that the people they care for stab them in the back. Today I have no one I can call family or a loved one, but at least I am free. As for my friend Brad told me, at least I did not find out that my fiancée was a lying gold digger after I married her, and she had my children. Not only that, but she betrayed me with someone that I used to respect, but now that man is dead to me. I met Taylor when I was in high school. I was surprised that she agreed to go to a school dance with her because, well, my confidence was so low. But she proved to me that she did not care about those materialistic things that other girls did my age. We came from the same kind of household, upper middle class, and lived in the same neighborhood. We dated for the majority of high school and were pretty sure that we were going to get married. We attended the same college even. But unfortunately, things do not go to plan. We faced financial difficulties at home, and my dad told me that they were drowning in debt, so they could not pay for my college anymore. It did not help that I was not accepted at the place where I wanted to go with her. My brother was also in college at that time, but at least he was on a scholarship, studying an engineering course. He went on to be a stakeholder in a very big company and, well, became very rich. At the time, the whole drama with my fiancé happened. He was 32 years old, I was 27. I've looked up to that man for a very long time, ever since I was a kid. He was a genius, had style, and all the girls wanted him. Most people only wanted to be my friend just so they could get closer to him, which made me resent him slightly. But hey, he is my brother. I could never hate him. I did have insecurities, especially when my parents compared the two of us. When we started having terrible money problems, they told me that they could not pay my fees, and I would have to either drop out, get a job, or a scholarship. I'll be honest, I'm not as smart as my brother. My grades were average, so I could not just apply for a scholarship. So the only option was for me to look for a job. I thought that if I worked a couple of years, then when Taylor finished school, we'd just go to college together because I would have some money saved up. I got a few part-time jobs working in construction as a waiter, in retail, etc. I came from a bare minimum salary to earning much more with more permanent jobs that I found and saved some money. Now, when she was done with school, I wanted to also apply to college to go with her, but she told me a very, very sad story. She was not lying about this, I swear. Her mother has been diagnosed with cancer and can no longer work. Her family was burdened with her education and her mom's declining health. I could see that she was not doing so well and mentally drained. I love that woman like no one else. She's proven over the years that we were together and that she always would stand by me. Even when people were laughing at me because of the job that I had, she stood by me and proudly called me her boyfriend. But now, everything in her life was crumbling to pieces. So, I went into problem-solving mode. She did express to me that if she could even get a loan so she could study, she was going to be grateful. So, then I gave her the money that I had saved up. Moved to another city just so I could be closer to her, and we moved in together. I paid for all her years of studies, as well as sponsored her own food, clothing, while other things spoiling her. At that point, I did not think about her paying me back. She proved to me over and over again that she was the one for me. I was so sure that in her third year, I did it. I popped the question. We wanted to get married a year or two after she graduated so that we could be more financially stable. It helped that both of our families were very supportive of our decision to get married. My mother especially because, well, she simply adored my fiancé. We're a team, planning the rest of our life together, but alas, I was being fooled. I do not know when her feelings about me changed, but 6 months after she graduated, she got a job. This was a huge relief, putting less of the financial burden on me. and I started to save money so that I could start my own business. I was inspired by my mother and brother, who was making a name for himself. I really wanted my brother's approval, so he was giving me advice on how to run a business, etc. I felt that pressure to provide for my wife now that she was earning a bit more than me. I still wanted to take care of her and our future children, even though I was not as academically well as her. Even then, I felt like the love was still the same, and she was just going to be the mother of my kids one day, simple as that. I also started to talk to her about getting married. 3 years have passed, and she kept on giving me excuses about why she did not want to get married yet. She would say that she wanted to establish herself at work. We need to save more money, or that we had a lot of time still to get married, so what's the rush? Well, I didn't want to pressurize her, but the topic of getting married was hanging on us every second. I started to wonder if she was having second thoughts about me, but I loved her so much that I tried to convince myself that things were okay when they simply were not. I felt the iciness that came over the relationship for several months. It felt like we were going in circles every day. We barely talked, and that spark faded away. I tried to suggest couples therapy to rekindle that spark in our life, but she told me that we're doing fine. We'd stood the test of time so many times, so surely we'd overcome this little spell. I was lost, feeling the death of the relationship way before it came. It happened on an afternoon, one of the most difficult at work. I got hurt at work and had to be rushed to the hospital because my arm could not stop bleeding. I did not have to stay overnight, thankfully, and neither did I tell her, because we were not messaging those days. We used to tell each other everything, but there was nothing to say to each other for these days. I went home early just to get some rest, only to find 2 cars in the driveway. I was happy to know my brother had come home, because he lifted my mood as always. But when I got into that house, I could hear no one, not even my wife. Then I heard the sounds of laughter, and something else utterly disturbing. It was like I was in a trance when I opened my bedroom door and found my wife and brother in bed. Being intimate, I grabbed him off her and slammed him away. I did not even look to see where he landed. All that consumed me at this point was anger and adrenaline. She scurried across the room and started to beg me for forgiveness, but I could not listen to her, not one murmur. I asked her if this was the reason why she did not want to get married, but she would not speak. Both of them tried to apologize as if they regretted what they did. They did not regret what they did. They regretted getting caught. I kicked my brother out, not even giving him a chance to put on the rest of his clothing. It's scary to think of it, but if he remained in front of me for much longer, then I would have done something irreversible to him. I told her to pack all her stuff. It's time to leave. I wanted nothing to do with her. I took my ring and then threw it at her, and when she was crying, I called my parents and told them that she and I were over, but if they wanted an explanation, then their favorite son could explain it to them. That was the last phone call I made before I spent weeks without leaving the house. I was shattered. I do not say this lightly. I could not even find the strength to do any simple task. Couldn't sleep, as I was assaulted by the memories of that afternoon as well as the years I've wasted away with her. But then, in all of that, I had a realization. My desire to get her back for all she's done to me was the one that forced me to face the world again. I knew that people were laughing at me, pitying me, but I did not need any of it. I needed my money back. I was further fueled to sue her for everything that she had when I saw that they were dating in public. They posted a relationship update only 3 days after I kicked her out. They couldn't even be respectful. I wondered what I've done to these people to make them hate me so much this way when I've only wished them the best for my entire life. How was I so foolish not to see the signs in front of me? Maybe I should have given in and checked her phone before, but at the time, I told myself that doing that would be disrespecting her, invading her privacy. The people I expected to have my back did not. My mother admitted that my brother did something bad, but he was still my brother, so I should not cut him off. I knew they would take his side because he was the golden boy who could do no harm. So then I sued her. I sued her for every single dollar that I spent on her college. The downside was I did not have proof that it was a loan. I was too blinded by this stupid thing we call love at the time to demand that she signs this paper or something. It got worse when we got engaged and started thinking of ourselves as a unit. I know, stupid of me. I did not let such small things ruin me, though. She got sent her court summons. She tried to make it seem like I was bitter, saying that it's been a gift, not a loan, but once I mentioned the fact that she cheated on me, when she got a better paying job, the judge was on my side. I felt like I had him in my pocket. During all that, I got support from the last person I thought would support me. I do not believe that it comes from a good place. I think that her friend had a score to settle with her and used me as a way to do that. After she told me this, I went harder on Taylor winning the case, so it turns out that her quote bestie knew she was cheating on me all along with my brother. Not only that, but she had a crush on my brother when we were still in high school, but my brother rejected her. He didn't think she was beautiful enough for him. So she settled for the second best, me. Her friend said that my fiancé loved me, but when she was done with college and working, she realized that we're not on the same level. And so things started with my brother, and she wanted to leave him for me, thinking that he would want to marry her or something like that. She knew the kind of player that my brother was, but in this case, she played herself because of what happened to her in the end. She had to pay me back all the money that she spent as well as take care of both of our legal fees. And it was a lot of money. She said she had no way of paying it. She ended up being very broke since all the money she saved up went straight to me. She also had to start selling her car, designer clothing, everything to pay me back or face some serious jail time. I've expected my brother to be her knight in shining armor to help her out, but I know he could afford it. But in truth, Aaron fashion, he could not deal with her mess the same week that she lost her job for drinking on the job due to stress and a lot of other stuff. He moved on from her and dumped her. She had the nerve after that to send me a long message asking for forgiveness and saying that I was the one for her. She said simply that my brother was the one who came on to her and she got confused, and she ended up cheating on me, but she regretted it. I told her to never contact me again since she paid me all the money. There was nothing that I needed from her nor wanted from her except some peace and quiet. And you know the best part? He cheated on her with the same friend who snitched on her to me. Now it made sense why she wanted me to tell all that stuff. She was sour because her friend stole the guy that she wanted. That woman is a walking car crash. Kaboom! I cannot believe that I did not see how pathetic she was for all those years. She's a narcissist who strung me along for years. All because my brother did not want her. As for Aaron, he's a piece of crap, scum of the earth. He believes that he's so perfect and that he can do this to me and just get away with it. It's even worse now that my parents refused to see that I was wronged. They wanted me to make up with him, or they would not allow me to remain a part of the family. So, here I was being given an ultimatum when he was the one who messed up and did not even apologize. I waited for him to tell me that he regretted what he's done, but instead, he got into a relationship with her 2 days later as if it meant nothing. That tells me that he does not deserve my forgiveness and he will never have it. And for my parents, they don't deserve to have anything to do with my life. I know that my startup was struggling and I was just a supervisor at a construction company, but at least I have a conscience. I've been nothing but loyal and supportive to these people. All the people that I said I cared about. I've dropped everything I was doing to help them make life easier, yet they've treated me like a fool. It's okay though, I don't need them. Taylor left town. I have no idea what hole she crawled back into, but I hope she never heals from this. Call me bitter if you want. I've not spoken to my brother and or parents for the past few weeks. I've blocked and deleted everything from my life, and you want to know what happened once I got rid of all that? Negative energy in my life? I began to flourish. I quit my job and started my own construction firm. I've also enrolled in a few courses to upskill myself. I'm healing and becoming successful with each day by day, and that's what I believe is the perfect revenge. I know that I'm still hurting and I still love her, but I've stopped asking myself questions like when she stopped loving me. That's if she ever loved me. It doesn't matter, and I'll never know because I was too scared to answer to ask for myself. So, now I just want to focus on healing and block them out of my life. Okay, so it seems OP got his revenge on Taylor, who cheated on him. But what irks me about this story is, it seems like the older brother got away with it. He's rich, moved on to his new girlfriend, and he still backstabbed his brother. The one person who tried every single day of his life to be there for him, OP. And you know what? I hope karma comes for him swiftly. Guys, let me know what you think about this story. Drop your comments down below. That's the only story on the video today. Don't forget to subscribe, just in case you like these sort of stories, and I'll see you in the next one.